What's going on, everybody? Welcome to PremWhite&Blue. I'm Zach.
And I'm Luke.
And, we're just doing a short video today talking about Player of the Year.
We are. There's a lot of noise going around.
A narrative being started,
pushed. Being pushed about
Jordan Henderson. Before we start complaining about this, we've got, let's go over some stats. Jordan Henderson has 24 appearances so far. Average match rating is 7.18.
Probably went down from the City match.
Right. He's got 3 goals and 5 assists in 2,045 minutes. He has 1 key pass a game, 0.6 dribbles a game, and 2.2 tackles a game. So, we thought we'd come up with 4 or 5 players who we think deserve the Player of the Year over Jordan Henderson.
Yeah, and obviously stats don't tell the whole picture. Jordan Henderson brings a lot of things to Liverpool that other players don't. Lots of heart, lots of leadership. He helps gel that team together. You can tell things are a little bit different when he's not present in the lineup, but I don't think it's to the extent of a few other players on this list that we've gathered.
So the first one would be Virgil van Dijk,
who I don't think you can make an argument that he is not the number 1 center back in the world right now. I mean,
I think he is for sure.
A lot of people love Koulibaly. I think Koulibaly's a great center back, but to me, no, there's no center back that I'm more worried about having to play against than Virgil van Dijk.
He rarely messes up. And if he does mess up, he can cover his own mistakes. He's gigantic. He scores goals.
He's massive. He scores goals. He can pass the ball long. He instills confidence in his partner and those in front of him.
Yeah.
You have a solid foundation to build off of when he's anchoring at the back.
Stats-wise, he's got 31 appearances. He's got an average match rating of 7.4. He's got 4 goals, which is more goals than Jordan Henderson has. He's got 1 assist in 2,790 minutes.
Yeah.
So he's played more games.
And I mean, to talk about having, obviously a center back isn't someone you're looking for goals and assists from, but if they bring goals, that's great. But I mean, Virgil van Dijk hits that long switch out to the wing, and then 2 or 3 passes later, a lot of times a goal happens. But, and that's not really, I know they talk about pre-assist and things like that, but that's not really a metric that's tracked all that well.
When United played Liverpool at the beginning of the year, the first corner, the first 10 minutes of the game, and Fred's covering Virgil van Dijk, I'm sitting there going, is anybody going to pick this guy up? No, just walks over, heads the ball, smacks it to the back of the net. Could not do anything about it. I don't think if anybody was on him, anybody could have done anything about it.
Yeah, he's a beast. That's, to use a cliche terminology, he's a beast. I don't really know what else you can say about him.
Next up, we got Salah.
Baller.
We also have Mane on the list, who's also a baller.
And who's to say which one of those two is better? They both score and assist at about the same rate. They're both rapid. They both put in defensive work. And the thing is it's when you play against them, you're not worried. It's not like they've got one great player and it's like we just need to worry about this guy. You've got 2 of them to worry about. So you can't just double up on one or just and they're on either side of the pitch, so they can just make things happen. And both of them can go outside. Both of them can run through the middle. It's a nightmare to have to play against those 2.
Absolutely. You're saying similar stats. Salah's got 27 appearances. Mane has 26. Salah's match rating is 7.5. Mane's is 7.53. Salah has 17 goals, 7 assists. Mane has 15 goals, 7 assists. Salah's got, obviously, 90 more minutes played. Key passes, Salah has 1.8 key passes. Mane has 1.7 key passes. Salah 1.7 dribbles. Mane 2 dribbles. So almost the exact same.
And it's two wingers or inside forwards, whatever you want to call them. They play narrow. Just two players that can do it all. I mean, they're not going up for headers and things like that, but I mean, they can dribble, they can pass, they can shoot, they can both hit it with both feet. They can, I mean, there's when you look at those players, there's nothing that you're like, oh man, like this is the hole in their game. They don't have one.
And once again, these are two world-class players.
Oh, any team in the world would want them. There's not one team that's, no, I'm good.
Yeah, for sure.
They could go anywhere, but they're at Liverpool together, so why not?
Next one coming up is we're not making a case for him to be player of the year because he hasn't played enough games, but Sergio Aguero, if he had 10 more appearances, I'm sure his stats would be nuts.
So a freakish goals per minute ratio. Freakish.
18 appearances, he's got 16 goals.
Yeah.
And 3 assists.
And how many minutes is it?
In 1,460 minutes.
Yeah, so my boy Aubameyang is tied with Jamie Vardy for the Golden Boot as of right now. And I was looking at their stats, and Aguero has played some 700 less minutes. Like, it's a ridiculous smaller, less amount of football than Aubameyang has. And, I mean, it's scary to think of the goal. And, I mean, it's scary to think of the goals he would have knocked in if he was playing the whole time.
Yeah, for sure. He's got 18 appearances, average rating is 7.16, 16 goals, 3 assists, 1,460 minutes, 0.8 key passes, and 1 dribble a game. And then, last but not least, this is the player who I think should win Player of the Year, and I would safely assume you would think so too.
Yeah, I think he's... I think if you're giving Player of the Year to the player who's had the best season, then this is the guy.
The Ginger Assassin. Kevin De Bruyne.
Another one of those players, like what we were talking about with Mane and Salah. He can do everything that a midfielder needs to do. He can shoot from range. He can finish in the box. He can set players up. He can cross the ball in. He's got the long ball, the short pass, the 1-2. He can dribble. I mean, since Pep got a hold of him, he's been tracking back farther, making tackles. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not like he's playing DM, but I mean, he puts in the work. He works 2 ways.
Look up his stats now, because we're 2 games behind on this just because I did the research early and we couldn't get together. I'm sorry, y'all. But, who scored him real quick? But he... world-class, not only world-class, he's the best midfielder in the world. Do you have any?
I can't think of anyone who's who's better than him right now. Like I can't think of anyone who I'm like they're on level terms with him.
He played Liverpool yesterday and absolutely destroyed them. Make them look like they didn't know what they were doing. The Liverpool, the team who is the best team ever in the Premier League, after Man City was the best team ever in the Premier League last year, made them look like they didn't even show up off the bus.
Okay, this is off Transfermarkt, so it's saying 30 games, 11 goals, 17 assists. So he's on track to break... Mesut Ozil had 19 assists a few years ago. But right now, Henry holds the record for 20 assists. He went 20 and 20 that season. Mm-hmm. So he's about to... I think he'll at least tie it. I think there's a good chance he breaks Henry's 20 assist record. And, I mean, it's just absurd. And that's from CM.
From
like
CM.
A true CM. Like they play like double eights, basically. So we're not talking about a number 10. We're talking about someone that's playing further back than that. And... it's just crazy. And the amount of ground he covers, too. He never looks tired. It's just... his first touch, he's got everything. Like, if you were to make a center midfielder in a lab, he's got it and then some. He's got characteristics of a striker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or a wing.
His best goal, or not his best goal, his best season by numbers wise,
Yeah.
was with Wolfsburg in 2014-2015, where he had 10 goals and 20 assists.
Well, he'll probably break that this year.
Yeah, he's already got more goals.
Yeah. And
He needs 3 more assists, 6 games left.
And let's be honest, in a tougher league.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's playing further back. For
Yeah.
Wolfsburg,
Yeah,
he was basically like an auxiliary winger.
Yeah, he was like a right winger, pretty much.
So, yeah, that's my pick for Player of the Year. I think Kevin De Bruyne is the best player in the world. Besides Messi and Ronaldo, like, they don't count.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it's always hard to differentiate between the different positions.
Mm-hmm.
But, so I don't really like to go that way on things. I kind of like to categorize them as who's best in position, you know? Like, how are you going to argue versus... You know, who's better, Virgil van Dijk or De Bruyne? Well, what do you need? Do you need a center back or do you need an all-action center midfielder?
They both win games.
Yeah, exactly. Or someone like, obviously, Messi's an alien, so he doesn't count. But, yeah, I mean, you're hard-pressed to name a better player than Kevin De Bruyne. That's for sure.
And, you know, I don't think... the player of the year should be on the team that wins the league. Doesn't have to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think the player of the year is the best player of the year. I mean, if there was, you know, someone mid-table who was absolutely carrying a team, scoring 35 goals, then they're player of the year. I don't care.
For sure.
But, I mean, there's obviously no one doing that. And this year it seems like it's got to be someone from City or Liverpool.
Jordan Henderson is not world class in his position. Sorry.
I think, and I understand that because I think there's multiple different players that you could put into that position and get the same result.
Well, and we just listed Aguero's world class. 4 world class players.
Yeah, like for sure, world class players.
One,
and Jordan Henderson is great for that system.
And ones that would affect their team more if they were out.
Yeah, no, I think if Salah or Mane goes down, you can fucking. I mean, Liverpool would still fight, but they would not be 20 points clear of City. I promise you.
If they're missing one of them, the other now you can double team one.
Or if Virgil van Dijk does his ACL, they're not finishing the league with close to 100 points. You know, they're not running 20 points past City. It's not happening because first of all, I feel like the reason the gap is as big as it is right now is because they went past City and then just the City players kind of got demotivated. They were like, they're gone, we can't catch them. Or else, like, I don't think that Liverpool team is really 25 points clear of City better than this City team. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think it was a shit mentality from some of the City players and things like that.
Very possible. Very possible.
But yeah, I mean, Jordan Henderson goes down. Yeah, I mean, they've got some problems to deal with, but you lose. Those are 3 key players. I mean, even Firmino, I think, is a bigger deal to lose him than Jordan Henderson. You could argue Alisson.
Yeah.
You know,
because if you lose Virgil van Dijk, you're back to square one where they were having problems.
Yeah.
So, you know, to wrap this up, y'all, I think it's safe to say Kevin De Bruyne is the player of the year for PremWhite&Blue.
Yeah, it's our choice anyway.
Kevin, if you're over here across the pond, let us know. We got a coffee mug for you.
We do. We can go kick the ball around. You know, you can show us how to play.
Yeah, help us not be terrible. That. And we're not that terrible. We'll ball some of y'all up. But you know, we want to do some shorter videos. This one ran a little longer than short, but you know that's okay. If y'all want us to cover anything, make sure to comment. Let us know. Let us know who your player of the year is. Why you think Jordan Henderson is the player of the year.
Or why he isn't.
You're not wrong. You're just wrong to me.
Exactly.
And probably him.
And we promise we will hone in our skills of short videos. We'll get it figured out one of these
days. We'll get this rocking, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you next time.
Have a great one.